Well, we originally, when teaching the lecture, as we said, we were kind of developing the course for a couple of years, and so we've been developing PowerPoint slides and different illustrations to fit the topics as we would go along. We're using basic things like PowerPoint and other illustration files. But now that we have been, working with the illustrator for the book, he's turned these figures into really wonderful and very clear figures for, that I think the students are going to find really helpful.
One of the ironies of my life is that I got 1 D, and it was in second grade art. And I have ended up drawing the pictures for this book and for my other genetic analysis book. And to watch him take our pictures, which work perfectly well, but then to take them and turn them into really powerful illustrations. And you look at some of them and you say, this is actually a work of art. These are beautiful. They're simple, they're clear, they illustrate the principles, and yet they're beautiful.
Some of the concepts we're trying to integrate were quite complex, and so it's nice to sort of look at a figure and there are all these complex concepts that are now very, very clear in a single figure. I think that's very, very powerful and very useful for students.
And the figures themselves have evolved. As Kate said, they probably first started some late night before class. How do I illustrate this in a PowerPoint slide? Which was then used. Then we got feedback because we do sit in on each other's classes and we provide feedback. So that got refined. And then Phil turned a lot of these into drafts for the illustrator. But then he refined them again. And I think the result are some really beautiful pictures that clearly illustrate. And a lot of the distracting clutter that can be in those first drafts has kind of fallen away. We're down to the core concepts and images that really convey very powerfully what we want to convey with the figures.